Tonight, a lot of questions about the stunning series of events in Russia over the weekend.
President Vladimir Putin struck a deal with a mercenary group that apparently tried to carry out a coup on the Kremlin.
So what exactly happened, and what impact could this have on the war in Ukraine?
Fox 7 Austin's John Krinjak spoke with Austin-based author and former senior Pentagon official Jody Ferguson to get some insight.
So now that we've had a few days to kind of see how this unfolded and see some of the aftermath, what do you make of what happened this weekend?
It's still early in the game. A lot of more questions than there are answers. There are two theories right now, John, floating out there about what happened exactly. One of them is the straightforward one that it was a mutiny. And the other one is that it was something contrived by the Kremlin to try and solidify its political stabilization at home and to further the aims of the war in Ukraine.
The fact that this began to unfold and just a few hours later we had this deal, is that just a bizarre thing to see? And does that seem to point to the fact that it may have been contrived or pre-planned or something that, that Putin intended to happen?
Right. That could be is what has led to these theories that it was pre-staged. Personally, like I said, it's hard to say one way or the other. I suspect it wasn't staged, and the reason being that it ended so quickly. I think the Prigozhin, his aim was not to unseat Putin, to unseat the emperor, so to speak. His aim was to go against his opponents and Defense Minister Shoigu and Chief of General Staff Gerasimov, who were not giving him the resources that he felt he needed. And furthermore, they had announced that as of July 1st, Wagner Group was going to be disbanded and all of its mercenaries brought into under the umbrella of the Russian army. So I think that his original point was to try to get this new law overturned. But once he got on his way and met no opposition, I think halfway there he realized, what am I going to do if I actually get to Moscow? Again, it could have been staged. I can't say that I know 100% either way.
So assuming it wasn't staged and this deal that was reached, was real, was legitimate, if you could say that, does Prigozhin have something to worry about here? I mean, yeah, he was promised protection. He was promised not to be prosecuted. But Putin's obviously someone who doesn't forgive. He doesn't forget. Could Prigozhin be in trouble?
Yes, he could. And as I pointed out earlier, other political opponents have met early demises or have ended up in prison. So there's a very good chance in the next few weeks he could end up in similar circumstances. And
it's important for people, I think, here to understand that, Prigozhin isn't necessarily some good guy that's coming in to take over, a quote unquote dictator or bad guy, right? I mean, had this coup gone through, it wouldn't have necessarily been a good thing for Russia.
No, any chaos within Russia is probably something that is even more dangerous than this war in Ukraine, because a chaotic Russia in civil war or whatever sort of state of distress with nuclear weapons is something that could lead to imponderable things for not just Europe, but for the rest of the world.
And talking about Ukraine, I mean, what implications, if any, does all of this have on the war? Do you think it strengthens Ukraine's resolve to see this kind of perceived weakness inside Russia?
Well, in the first place, I don't think their resolve has ever really needed much strengthening. I think from the very beginning, that's something that has been their advantage, the intangible factor of protecting your homeland from a foreign invader. However, yes, this, I'm sure, gives them even more determination to see this through.
Jody Ferguson, thanks so much for taking the time and breaking this all down for us. We appreciate it.
You bet, John.